What's going on, everybody? We're down here at the creek. Another late night fishing mission here on Lost Haven Outdoors. Just had a little storm roll through. It rained for maybe 5 minutes. We're not supposed to get rain until later tonight, but I figure let's get a line on the water and see what we can catch. I got my worms with me. Well, used to be worms. They're in kind of a rough shape right now. And got some plugs, so I'll get you guys set up here and see what is biting. Catch you guys here in a second. Alright, first cast of the day on the medium weight. I'm going to be throwing just a night crawler, a number 4 hook. Kind of like what I did in my last video when I was fishing for smallmouths. Now it is pretty dark. I'm hoping everything shows up here in the camera. Like I said, we just had a system move through. And it's made things pretty dark. Now I'm just freelining this, hoping that something will chomp down on it. But hopefully you shouldn't have to worry too much about kayakers or anything like that, given that it is about the last half hour of daylight, 45 minutes or so. Like I said, it's just about 8 o'clock right now, so I'm going to be going down maybe a little sooner than that with it being so overcast. Let me get this down here into slacker water. I'll let that sit. Wait till we get a bite. And on the other rod, I got my tried and true curly tail. Now I am open to suggestions here as to what other lures work good for you guys. I am pretty stuck in my ways when it comes to lures. And wouldn't mind some suggestions. Again, here just 1/8 ounce jig head, white curly tail body from, I believe it's from Gulp. I use this a lot in my videos here, especially down here on the stream, because it does pretty well. And as you can see, I still have yet to invest in a bell, so I'm going to be swinging my head pretty frequently here checking this rod. How about that? First cast on the curly tail. What are you? Whee! Little smallmouth. Almost big enough to lip. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. And away you go. Oh, go back. There you go. Into the water, not out of the water. And like I mentioned, I had a really big smallmouth on this. Oh, there's a bite. There's a bite. Ah, I just missed it. I missed it. Probably took my worm. Where'd it go? Took my worm. Worm re-rigged on the hook. I hope it's not too dark here for you guys to see. But just had a nice bite on that. Could have been a bluegill or even a little chub, just the way I was pecking at it. But with the size hook I'm using, there's a good chance that it may have been too small for it. Kind of hoping to weed out some of the smaller fish by using a little bigger hook. As they say, bigger hook, bigger fish. As Confucius would say. Oh, that's remnants from a past fishing adventure. Get that picked up. Remember to leave a place as clean if not cleaner than when you found it. Oh, there's a nice flash of lightning. As I stand on a waterway holding a little metal stick. The increase the power of the sun. I'm gonna do two things. That was me walking in front of it. Allow me to see my rod tip and hopefully keep some of the bugs off of me. I'll go over there instead of to me. Now, I'm pretty big on making sure your areas are cleaned up. Because there was a spot I used to fish when I was a kid. I mean, you catch like bass, crappies, bluegills, and there's some big carp in it. And it actually got closed to the public because people would just go and they trashed it and they left line everywhere, left all their trash. They lost access to fish it, and it sucked because it was, you know, maybe a 5-minute bike ride from where I was living at, and just jump on your bike after school and go down and catch some fish and take a fly rod and catch big carp. And it was a good time, but it got ruined. So I mean, if you ever go somewhere, even if it's not yours, pick up the trash, because that'll ensure you'll be able to go to the spots that you really enjoy and not have to worry about it getting turned into a mess or getting shut down. There was a nice fish. Not sure what this is. Probably a chub. Just smacked it. Ooh. What are you? This is a smallmouth. It's 100% the biggest smallmouth I've cut out of here. It seems like a nice fish, though. You done fighting? Come on. Oh yeah, this has been a nice chub. Deebity bobbity boobity. Yeah, it's a big chub. Really should bring a ruler down with me. That's... Well, hoping that wouldn't happen. There we go. Really didn't want to keep that fish, even though I probably should start calling him. But I don't want to honestly clean a fish right now. If I'm being completely honest. I'd rather do the old catch and release right now. And especially on a chub, because I mean, if you watch my catch and cook video, I mean, it's not like they're a terrible eating fish. They're just super bony. And yeah, I'd rather not deal with that right now. I mean, if I had a crayfish trap, I'd probably set it out for crayfish, because that'd be good bait for it. Let's see if we can't catch another. I've noticed that I'm catching more, especially big chubs. Like that's another big chub, but I've been catching a lot of those right at dusk. You'd think you'd catch more of your game fish, like smallmouths or something like that, but I mean, I'm not exactly a fish expert by any stretch of the imagination. I work in IT, so that's all foreign language to me, but you'd think you'd still catch those bigger fish at dusk as well. But what was pretty much the whole point of this rant was, I catch smallmouth during the day when the sun's up, water's a little warmer, and then you catch the big creek chubs here at dusk, which I find interesting. Now I was hoping, I'm still not hoping, but maybe more of a diversity of fish. Maybe the chubs are pushing out the other game fish, especially when you got a predatory fish of that size. They're going to push out some of your smaller fish, but I still have yet to catch that elusive catfish. They're in here, so I've been told. Oh, that's a nicer fish. I'm gonna go down here, away from our other rod. Whoo! And this is on a medium weight. So you know this is a nicer fish. I think I'm in my other rod. Ooh, I think that might be a smallmouth. I'm gonna have to go over here. I don't know what to do. That is a nice fish. Well, that is a beautiful smallmouth. If I just have to get him in here. Come on. Certainly the biggest one I've caught here. Yes! Look at that! Holy crap. Let's get over here in the light so you guys can see. Look at the size of that. That is a nice smallmouth. I mean, like, that's almost up to my elbow. Holy crap. That is definitely the biggest fish I caught out of here. Now, let me get you unhooked and get you back in the water, little guy. So I'm back here at the house. I'm kind of going through the video footage here, kind of see what I got going on there. And unfortunately, the last couple videos that I took were super dark. You know, is the nature of the business, fishing at last light. I have to try to figure out a system here where I could record with the GoPro and so you guys could still see. Now I estimate that smallmouth that I caught to be right around maybe 14 inches, 15 inches, something like that, you know, accuracy of forearm. But, I mean, it was a good day to be out in the water. Just, you know, snuck out for the last little half hour there, and I was surprised able to catch a decent amount of fish. That smallmouth made me eat my words by saying game fish don't come out at night, so I was pretty pleased with that, and that is the biggest smallmouth I've caught to date, so here at the house since I moved in. But hope everybody enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys next time.